Aloha everyone, my name is Chris Kagawa Montemayor, and this video is for my final presentation for my research paper in English 101. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Bye. Alright, so my research paper is about the negative effects of alcohol addiction in a person's physical well-being, behavior, and personal relationship with others. As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I don't have any problem with this issue. But on my mission, I encountered a lot of people that have this issue, and these people ask me questions why alcohol is prohibited in our church, and I had answers for them, like how a person is less sensitive to the promptings of the Holy Ghost, and how they are not in control of themselves, and how in general it affects the body negatively. So now, after my mission, I still want people to be aware of the dangers of alcohol. In order to do this, I based my research paper in the story of Nettie Merrill, which is a character from The Swimmer by John Cheever. So my thesis statement is, in the story, The Swimmer, John Cheever uses the character of Nettie Merrill to show the negative effects of alcohol in a person's physical well-being, behavior, and personal relationship with others. So these three are the most evident effects of alcohol shown in the story, and I would like to expand on that. So the first one will be the negative effects of alcohol in someone's physical well-being. Right? So as shown in the story, Nettie started confident and strong, and he even thinks as though he's a legendary figure. But then he starts drinking, and then the effects of alcohol appear. So in the story, it says here, he tried to haul himself up onto the curb. He found that the strength in his arms and shoulders had gone, and he paddled to the ladder and climbed out. So this is just one of the passage in The Swimmer that shows how he is fatigued or tired already. And so in another passage, it says his arms were lame, his legs felt rubbery and ached at the joints. So these obvious struggles are not merely as a result of Neddie's inability to maintain his impressive swimming abilities, but are signs of his body's decline in performance due to consumption of alcohol. In one of my articles or sources, it says that fatigue or feeling tired may be a sign of anemia, which is a possible complication of alcoholism. On the same article, it says tingling, numbness, or pain in your body and feet may be a sign of damage to your central nervous system. And so that's why drinking alcohol is bad for your physical well-being. So hence, Neddie's transformation from being a strong and confident legendary figure to a weak, fatigued, and numbed athlete shows how alcohol can affect a person's physical well-being and performance. So moving on to the next page is the negative effect of alcohol in someone's behavior, or in this case, Neddie's behavior. So it shows how Neddie struggles with alcohol and the amount he intakes. Because of these large amounts of alcohol, it affects Neddie's behavior and mood. In the story, it says he began to cry. It was probably the first time in his adult life that he had ever cried. Certainly the first time in his life that he had ever felt so miserable, cold, tired, and bewildered. So one of my sources says that alcohol is depressant. That means any amount you drink can make you more likely to get the blues. Drinking a lot can harm your brain and lead to depression. So alcohol can lead someone into depression. Towards the end of the story, Shiver writes that the house was locked and he thought that the stupid cook or the maid must have locked the place up until he remembered that it had been some time since they had employed a maid or a cook. He shouted, pounded on the door, tried to force it with his shoulder, and then looking in at the window saw that the place was empty. So in this passage, it shows two effects of alcohol. First is aggression, second is memory loss. In one of my sources, it says that alcohol intoxication brings out people's natural tendencies to the expression of anger. And then another source says alcohol affects some short term memory by slowing down how nerves communicate with each other in a part of the brain called hippocampus. The hippocampus plays a significant role in helping people form and maintain memories. When normal nerve activity slows down, short term memory loss can occur. So, the passage itself shows how Neddy was so aggressive and how he was easily angered. And it also shows how he forgot that it's been a while since they hired someone. Lastly, is the negative effects of alcohol in someone's relationship with their family and others. So, in the short story, it shows that Neddy has an affair with other women, causing contention in his relationship with his family. So, it says in the story that she made her way to him through the crowd, and when they had finished kissing, she led him to the bar, a progress that was slowed by the fact that he stopped to kiss 8 or 10 other women and shake the hands of as many men. So, in one of my sources says that drinking or using drugs to gain liquid courage to step out on a relationship is common for some individuals. In particular, alcohol lowers inhibition and can reduce the judgment of those who drink. Someone may consider having an affair while sober, but once they use drugs or alcohol, he or she may be more likely to follow through with this decision. As shown in this passage, that alcohol leads to infidelity, or causes someone to cheat on their loved ones. And so, moving forward, in the latter part of the story, it is noticeable that Neddy's friends and peers start to no longer like him as they did at the beginning. One of his friends greeted him coldly by saying, "Why, this party has everything, including gate crashers." By the same token, the bartender stops being nice to him. Chivers mentions that the bartender served him, but he served him rudely. And so, one of my sources says that heavy or even moderate drinking can cause a person to be more aggressive, disinhibited, defensive, sensitive, and irrational. So, this might be the reasons why his friends treat him differently, because of how he treats them. In general, people tend to treat each other the same way that they are treated. For example, if I was nice to a person, of course he would be nice to me. But if a person is rude to me, I tend to be rude to them as well. So, in the end, unfortunately, his family leaves him all alone. So, one might conclude that it is because of Neddy's addiction to alcohol, or it may be because of domestic abuse, or it may be because of both. So, a news article suggests that men with alcohol problems are 6 times more likely to abuse their partners. It specifically says researchers found that 1.7% of men dependent on alcohol had subsequently been arrested for such offense, 6 times as many as those in a sample of the overall male population with similar age profile. And so, it's not written in the story, but as the news article suggests, that he might be abusing his wife, like beating her up or something like that. And yeah. And so, in conclusion, alcohol greatly affects a person's physical well being, behavior, and personal relationships with others. Alcohol affects these aspects negatively and may lead to the destruction of one's life. In The Swimmer, it is very clear that Nettie's addiction to alcohol brings out a lot of negative outcomes. Alcohol will make a person weak, it will change a person's behavior, and it will destroy a person's relationship with their family and friends. Therefore, drinking excessive amounts of alcohol is never a good thing. People should consider these negative effects before using alcohol. Life is short. Because of its brevity, people must use their time wisely, and they should remember that actions are always affiliated with consequences. And so, I hope you enjoyed, or I hope you learned something from this presentation. And thank you.